Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony with you here today. Much love going out to you, a beautiful, empowered harmonizer. We are zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question, and that is how to have sort of an abundant mindset, even after you have experienced traumatizing relationships with people who are aggressive, manipulative, deceptive, people who have done you wrong, done you dirty. Perhaps they're not your average Joe, your average Sally. They are someone who is narcissistic, malignant narcissist, or psychopathic. And this has created sort of a down and out mindset for you. You know, you feel bewildered. You feel to be a victim. You feel oftentimes that it's at the degree of, sort of that you've been violated or your rights have been violated. It can be very serious. It can be very severe. It can be very prolonged. But you have to understand the cause that creates the effect in order to get to the flip side. You must understand that when you're in a relationship with someone who is abusive or neglectful, manipulative or deceiving, you are not operating on a truth or a reality and an ownership and an empowerment of such. You're not living in an awareness and acknowledgement of the abundance within yourself. Within the universe. And so you're not able to really tune into that vibe, that field, that energy, that awareness, or that experience of sort of being more energy than matter, sort of letting go and surrendering. Understanding that the unseen is your biggest supporter, that the narcissist is not your biggest supporter, or that you have, it's this person becomes too important. As I feel, it looms too large. It takes up too much view of your life. You're not able to see the big picture, the forest for the trees. You're not able to see the sunrise or the sunset, metaphorically. You're not able to be sort of live inspired and feel that life has abundance and opportunity for you. So you're not living in that larger, fulfilled mindset. Your world and your perspective becomes very narrow, very small. You might ask yourself, there's got to be something more than this. Or you're feeling like, I have more potential, but I just have not tapped into it. What is it? This sort of, waffly and floundering state can oftentimes be experienced because you're so used to living on a negative I am, defining yourself by the negative or by what you don't have. So it becomes really what is known in psychology as sort of negative self-bias or negative validation, meaning that you're identifying with yourself with what you're not rather than what you have or you are. Oftentimes because this positive has not been able to be experienced or has been criticized or knocked down by this individual. And this creates a self-limiting belief in your life. And so all else springs forth from this like the mouth of a river and sends the direction of your life like your emotions take you in a direction. So your emotions will take you over here to this restaurant, over here to this concert, over here to this. So your emotions are your energy and motions. And so a narcissist oftentimes doesn't allow you to be defined by the positive of you, the strong of you, the large of you, the empowered, the complete, the whole, the I am, if you will. So oftentimes it's kind of like this town ain't big enough for the both of us when you're in a relationship with a narcissist. Meaning it's not big enough for the truth. They are not big enough for the truth. They think that they're going to outsmart, outwit, fool you, deceive you. It's like the ultimate hide and seek. And then you expose them. But you have to realize that if you've gone through a relationship with a malignant narcissist or a psychopath, they are the psychopath who's operating out of duplicity, out of fooling you, scamming you, conning you, making you believe one thing and it's completely another. These people, you just don't think that they would be doing this. You don't, So oftentimes when you're going through either the exposure, the devaluing, or the discard where things are starting to fall apart a little bit or a lot, you might be then operating under the negative I am. I am defeated. I am a loser. I have nobody. I have no hope. I am depressed. I have no future. I have no opportunity. I have lost a lot of time. I've lost a lot of money. I've wasted the best years of my life. I am not attractive. I don't have this, So you're defining yourself by the negative. And they will control you oftentimes in the devalue and discard by mirroring back the negative to you. Why would you want a relationship? We're good right where we are. Why do you want a commitment? Why do you want kids? Well, because that's what we want. That's like my potential. That's fulfilling. They're not with you. They're not in step with you on this. So oftentimes this leads to an identity, an I am, which is defined by the negative. So you will then, if you're defining yourself, if you're I am true in your depth of your depth, and you might get this 4 months later, 3 years later, oh my God, I'm operating with a negative I am. I understand what peace and harmony was talking about. So, if this is what's undergirding all your behavior, then you will feel ashamed. You will feel small. You'll feel hurt, inadequate, all these different things. As a result, you have learned this feeling state. It's something you have been taught and instructed. And of all the things in life, you might know this very well. You might be defined, it might be really, nailed in solid, like with the best construction. Bam, bam, bam. You are, and then so part of your foundation is like, you've got part of this built in. You ain't liking this. It's holding you back from really living your abundant mindset, your life set of being productive and flowing and being able to take opportunities and have energy and have grace and sort of pursue these things in balance versus pursuing them in imbalance, which oftentimes is the experience when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, because they will lead you on that sort of devalued, de-energized, disempowered state, and you might live there for a long period of time, even though you're not conscious of it. You might be growing in your awareness, so you have to grow in consciousness, which is where your healing is going to take place. This is very advanced stuff. This is not what you're going to get, from the psychologist. You're not going to get this thorough and uplift or situation. What I'm telling you is you have to grow in consciousness, which is your awareness, which is your I am, which is the quantum field, which is sort of another dimension where you've, surrendered and you've walked away from your weakness and the negativity. Meaning I have courage enough to, really sort of unlearn and let go and walk away from this negative I am that they have sort of hammered into you, trying to create this negativity within. Do you see? It's oftentimes a very competitive move. Narcissists don't want others to surpass them. So what greater, and psychopaths don't want you to find them out. So, what better way for them to get what they want than to devalue and it's just so textbook. It's just like if you can hurt the other in the race, then they can't run, and then all of a sudden you're the winner by default. It's just like playing dirty. It's that, a 3-year-old mentality. It's very immature, and so you need to kind of become cultivated in this aspect of this experience, in the dynamics with this relationship, and just understand it's so important to begin, and it's difficult to do it later in life. It is. Okay, life is difficult. M. Scott Peck, The Road Less Traveled. Life is difficult. Who told you it was going to be easy? You gotta, get that back. It is, it's difficult, but this will make your life easier. You'll have a surrender and a flow, and you won't be stuck in the struggle once you can believe in the abundance mindset. The abundance mindset. It is your mindset and your attitude. The I can do it. The old engine that could, it's like, I've got the engine, I can. And you have to realize where all those parts are. The ones that were rusted over, the ones that weren't used when you were in the narcissist relationship, polish them off. Doesn't literally begin to reclaim your strength. Just like in The Wizard of Oz, the scarecrow who needed courage, the Tin Man who needed a heart. These are the things you need to restore and, review within you and do a scan of how this had been tarnished or tainted by these individuals. And don't allow that old learning. It's kind of like the Old Testament of you. Get into the New Testament of you. Get into the present of you. Get into the future of you. And embrace that and be willing to look forward. And that will have the abundance mindset, and you'll become prolific. And and then you balance it, but you have to keep yourself in check and make sure that you're keeping that tweaked, that your I am is based on the positive. It's for yourself. You don't have to go and tell everybody. It's not, this is for you in your heart, to strengthen your heart, strengthen your focus, strengthen your emotions so that they do become focused, and you then have a discipline. The discipline is so crucial. You got this. It will get better. I am successful. I am considerate. I am understanding. I am compassionate. I am giving. I am strong. I am. I am. Define your I am. Even just being I am. It's okay to say no. Remember the fog, obligation, and guilt. This is a fog-free zone. Begin to enjoy the clearer air that's based with a stronger sense of I am that's defined by the positive. Keep it going. Baby steps. Keep it going. You got this. Have a beautiful day.